Okay, if you're a Shopify founder, you know that picking an email marketing app is a huge deal. But let's be honest, with so many options out there, it is super easy to get overwhelmed. So in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that noise with a clear, strategic roadmap. The goal? To help you find the absolute perfect tool for your store for right now.
So here's how we're going to get you there. First, we'll look at a whole new way to think about this decision. Then we'll dive into a simple 3-stage framework, match the perfect tools to each of those stages, and I'll even show you the exact automations that actually drive sales. And finally, we'll bring it all together so you can make a choice you feel really confident about.
All right, let's jump right in. Section 1, a roadmap for email. This is all about getting away from those never-ending, confusing lists of apps you see everywhere else. There's a much better way.
Does this feel familiar? Because you are definitely not alone. Most guides, what do? They just throw a wall of options at you, and you're left trying to figure out what actually fits your business, your budget, and your goals. It's just frustrating.
So, here is the big idea. Forget the lists, seriously. What you really need is a roadmap, a clear plan that matches the right tool to where your business is today and then shows you exactly when it's time to level up. It's just a way smarter way to think about this whole process.
And here's exactly why this decision is so important. $36. That is the average return for every single dollar you spend on email. Your email list is literally the most valuable thing you own. It's a direct line to your customers that isn't controlled by some random algorithm. Getting this right, it has a massive impact on your bottom line.
Okay, now let's get into the framework that is going to make all of this so much simpler. Section 2, the 3 stages of growth.
We've broken this whole journey down into 3 really simple stages. Stage 1, we're calling the foundation. This is all about mastering the basics without spending a dime. Stage 2 is growth and automation. This is where you start to put your sales on autopilot. And finally, Stage 3, scale and optimization. This is for when you're ready to use deep data to really maximize your revenue. Just find your stage and you'll find your app. It's that simple.
All right, so now that you have a pretty good idea of which stage you're in, let's match it up with the perfect tool. This brings us to Section 3, your toolkit. If you are in Stage 1, your choice is a no-brainer, Shopify messaging. Why? Well, it's free for up to 10,000 emails a month, it lives right inside your Shopify admin, and it handles all the essentials perfectly. No complicated setup, no new interface to learn. It is without a doubt the best first step you can take. Now, Stage 2 is where things get really interesting, because you actually have a choice based on what your main goal is. So if you want a powerful, easy-to-use platform that combines email, SMS, and pop-ups all in one spot, OmniSend is going to be your best bet. But if your number one single-minded focus is just aggressively turning website traffic into subscribers, then Privy is the specialist you need.
And for Stage 3, well, here you're choosing between 2 absolute powerhouses. Klaviyo is basically the industry standard for data-obsessed stores. It knows what customers bought, what they looked at, and it can even predict when they'll buy again. ActiveCampaign, on the other hand, is for businesses that need serious CRM-level power. We're talking about managing highly complex, multi-path customer journeys. It's almost like what a sales team would use.
Picking the tool is really just step 1. The real magic, the stuff that changes your business, happens in Section 4, automations that make money. Seriously, think of these as your 24/7 sales team, working for you while you sleep.
And if you're wondering why automation is so critical, look at this. Nearly 70% of all shopping carts are just left behind. That's a staggering amount of lost money that a simple, automated email flow can start recovering for you, like today.
Okay, first up is the Welcome series. This is your chance to make an amazing first impression. Email 1 goes out immediately with that discount they signed up for. Email 2, a day later, tells your story and builds a real connection. And Email 3 uses social proof and your bestsellers to nudge them toward that first purchase. See, this isn't just selling, it's about building a fan. Next up, probably the single most profitable automation you will ever set up, the abandoned cart flow. The first email about an hour later is just a gentle, helpful reminder. The second, 24 hours later, adds a little bit of urgency and maybe a small incentive to close the deal. This simple 2-step process can literally recover thousands of dollars.
And finally, the post-purchase flow. The conversation shouldn't end just because they clicked buy. About 2 weeks after their order is delivered, send an email. First, just check in, show you care. Second, make a smart, related product suggestion. It's such a low-pressure way to build loyalty and drive that all-important second sale.
So theory is great, but let's see how this actually works in the real world. Meet Jenna, the founder of the Faded Candle Co.
She was getting a ton of traffic from Instagram, but visitors would just kind of browse and then leave. As she put it, she had no way to turn those clicks into actual customers.
So, what did Jenna do? She implemented that exact 3-part Welcome Series blueprint we just talked about. And the results? A 12% increase in total orders, directly from that one automation. This is the power of turning a generic discount into a real brand-building conversation. It works.
Okay, let's bring it all home in our final section, making your final choice. We're going to give you the hard data you need to decide with total confidence.
For most growing stores, the big debate always comes down to OmniSend versus Klaviyo. So this slide just breaks it down for you. Look, if you want an easy-to-use, all-in-one platform for both email and SMS, OmniSend is your winner, hands down. But if your entire strategy revolves around deep data analysis and predictive features, and you don't mind a steeper learning curve, then Klaviyo is the clear choice.
Now let's talk about the thing nobody likes to talk about, the real cost. I mean, a free plan is great, but what are you going to pay when you have 10,000 or even 25,000 subscribers? This chart shows you that future investment. You can see how the Stage 2 tools, OmniSend and Privy, offer incredible value as you scale up, while the Stage 3 tools, well, they command a premium for all that advanced power. This helps you budget for your success.
So let's just make this as simple as possible. Here is your final roadmap. If you're just launching, start for free with Shopify messaging. Easy. When you're ready for automation, choose OmniSend for its awesome all-in-one power, or pick Privy if your focus is purely on list growth. And then, when you're ready to leverage pro-level data, it's time to invest in Klaviyo.
And there you have it. We've given you the strategy, the tools, and the blueprints. You now have a clear path forward that avoids all the confusion and instead focuses on what truly matters, growing your business. So, the only question left is, what will you build?